Hey, what's going on, guys? It's showtime. Yes, the big O is here. This was one of the first animes that I was ever into way back in the Toonami days. We had like Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball, etc., etc. You guys all remember. And the big O. And it's such a cool, unique anime and robot as well. Just this giant mecha. It's so cool. Bandai made a model kit of this a long time ago. I've never seen it. I've definitely never built it. So I'm really excited that Good Smile Company has come out with their model kit version now in the Moderoid line. I've been asked from you guys, and I've seen in the comments people talk about it. Whenever I've done or talked about Moderoid kits in the past, people ask like, how are the quality of Moderoid kits compared to other stuff like from Bandai and Kotobukiya, etc. Stay tuned, as of course we'll get into the quality and everything about this kit today. We're gonna just take a look at the box and all the contents first, and then we'll review the kit. We'll see how it looks and everything that it does just straight out of the box. And I'm expecting this to be really nice. Everything that I've seen about it so far, it looks really cool and just like a great representation. So if you're a fan of Big O, stick around. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So we got some awesome artwork here on the front with the Big O very dynamically lit there with the city background and everything. Awesome artwork, very striking there on the front. On the side of the box, also really cool here with the kind of flame effects and everything. On the bottom of the box, same as the front. On this side, same as that side. Okay, so nothing really too much else to see on the sides of the box. On the back of the box though, here we've got photographs of the fully painted samples. So it has this really cool, like metallic, really dark purple paint on there. It's not how the kit looks straight out of the box, unfortunately, but it does look really cool. I have seen some pictures of it built out of the box, although painted up like that is going to look even nicer. Of course, here shows some of the details and some of the like features of it. It's got some of the gimmicks like the body like opening up there, and of course the pistons in the arms working. You also have like the foot opens up with the car to be able to drive out of the shoe there. So all the good stuff that you would expect this kit to have. And a really decently sized box here. I'm guessing the size of this kit once built is gonna be roughly about the size of like a 1/100 scale Gundam kit, kind of like a master grade Gundam. Maybe a little bit larger, but certainly nothing too complex. It looks like we do also have an LED unit in there, which I did not know that this came with an LED, so that's cool. First, I want to just take a look here at the instruction manual, which just features the same art as the front of the box. And the back side is just the construction. We should have some more here on the inside though. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. So some more images there of the painted build, just for your reference, so you can see all that. Right here is our parts list. And then the construction of this, and I believe all of the Moderoid kits, all the construction manual is always in full color, which is nice. So that's kind of a nice premium feature of the line. And it looks like that's about it. It's all just construction, so there's nothing else in here in the way of any kind of color guide, I don't think, unless I missed that. And perhaps I did. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. Here is the LED unit. This has some instructions included, which hopefully should let us know what type of batteries I need. Hopefully I've got some here. The batteries are not included, but they're just gonna go in there, it looks like, and then we have our on-off switch for the LED unit. And strange that it doesn't say on here what size batteries you need. Let's check the instruction manual. Hopefully it says there. All right, yeah, it's a LR41. You need 3 of those, which I believe I have some. If not, I'll have to pick up some ahead of the review, but that's what the batteries you need are. And you can see the LED unit is going to go into the neck, and so that should light up this clear part in the kind of front of the neck and also the head. I believe there's clear parts there that should kind of, the whole section should hopefully light up to be emitting some light from that LED unit. We'll try it out anyway. All right, getting into the runners here, starting off with runner A. The first few runners are all going to be in this dark purple color, which does seem to be ever so slightly metallic in it. So it does look like a little bit of kind of a metallic purple. Won't look quite as nice as like the painted sample on the box art, of course, once you have it painted with a nice metallic purple color. But it is looking pretty nice. Here is runner B with some of those larger parts on there. Up next here, runner C. We've got 2 of those. Runner D for some more of these dark purple parts there. And that continues on to runners E and F here, which look to be mostly like different kind of hand parts and a few joint parts. And then runner G, which is looking like that's kind of parts for like the waist section there primarily. Next color up is black for runners H and I. Runner H we have 2 of here for some larger and a couple of smaller pieces there in black. Runner I also in black, but you can see has some pre-printed silver on there, so it's kind of hard to tell. It kind of like tricks your eye a bit, but it's black plastic, and those line parts which go around the midsection of the kit there are pre-painted there with silver, which looks really good. Runner J is a few parts here in this dark red color. Runner K is a few parts in this metallic silver and an injected silver color. Runner L we have two of. This is once again back to that dark purplish color, but these are going to be sort of just like standing in for polycaps, essentially, just joint parts there. And the last few runners are small. Runner M here is kind of interesting. It looks to me like this is a black runner with this metallic blue sprayed over the top of it, because you can see around the eyes there it's still black, and it looks like that part is masked off and kind of these lines going down the cheek right there, like that's the black plastic, and this metallic blue is sprayed over the top of that. Runner N is in this molded gold, but it's only very slightly apparent that it's like gold. It just kind of looks more like kind of a very dark yellow essentially, but it is slightly metallic there. Runner O is those clear orange parts, as I was mentioning, for the neck and for the top of the head. And runner P, a couple of clear parts here, basically for the inside, just to channel the light from the LED, it looks like. So that's it for the runners. Let's go ahead and get it put together. Alright guys, so here's the kit all built up. It's very big and really nicely detailed. It looks great right out of the box. That said, just because of the size and the design of it, it's not going to be doing any acrobatics poses or anything like that. But I think if you guys were looking for a model kit of the Big O, this one is definitely going to satisfy that hunger for you guys. And I think it's going to be one that's going to be a lot of fun to work on more if you wanted to go in and do some more painting and some more work, texture work on it, things like that, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in a minute. But of course, it doesn't necessarily come with a whole lot of accessories, but let's go ahead and take a look at those here first. So the first and probably most important accessory is going to be the car, which does launch out of the shoe. Either one, actually, they are symmetrical. So you just go around here to the back. You'll notice there's a little bit that you can press forward, and that will help to kind of pop open the garage door, as it were, here on the front. Then you can lift that up, and you can see there's the car right in there. You can actually pull this out a little bit more like that, and the car does drive out of the shoe like that, which is very cool. The car itself is just going to be this one little piece, which is pretty nicely detailed. It's very small. If I had to guess a scale for this, I would guess it's around 1/44 scale, even though the kit is technically non-scale, I believe. There's the underside. But just based on the size of the car, it looks to be probably around 1/44 scale, if not a little bit smaller. For the hands, we have swappable hands of either this flat open hand like that, or of course we've got some closed fists, and those are the same for the left and the right side. Then we've got our optional parts here for the chest, for that to be opened up. Basically, you're going to swap this part with this one right here, and then you can pull this whole section up like this. You extend that up, and then you have these pieces here, which will plug in on the chest like that, of having these kind of like cannon bits there stuck out the chest like that, and you have some nice detail up inside there like so. Lastly then is our LED unit, which I did put some batteries in. Not the best batteries, and the batteries do feel like sort of loose in there, so I kind of had to bend the wire on the inside of there a little bit, the metal piece, just to make it so the batteries were fitting a little bit more tightly, and it works pretty well. Easy enough to install this. You just pop off the head there, and you can see that's where the LED unit is going to fit. So I'll just switch that on, pop that into place, and you can see it lights up the eyes pretty nicely from the front. You can't really see it as much from the side, however. If you're looking kind of at, depends on the angle, if you're looking at it kind of like from this angle or from straight on, you can see the eyes lit up pretty nicely, so it looks pretty cool. But also keep in mind that I've got a couple of really big lights right here, so that's also going to make it a little bit harder to see, but it does make for a nice little effect on there. So now let's talk a little bit about the articulation. So the head itself is not going to move that much. You can kind of point it up and down ever so slightly. You can turn it kind of a little bit, but it's coming off the ball joint there, as you can see. So the head is not really going to be meant to move all that much up on top of this neck. In the midsection here, you have a little bit of forward and back bend there at basically the ball joint between the top and bottom half of the body. You can also rotate it a bit there as well. The shoulder is not going to swing to the front or back at all, but you can basically just lift that up and down at your shoulder joint. You can also rotate it there as well. And then at the elbow joint, you can also bend that to more than 90 degrees, so pretty good bend there. You are going to have a seam line on this part because of the dark color. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see, but you've got seam lines basically on kind of all of these parts here like that. And then at the hand, you have a forward and back bend and also rotation there of the hand as well. The pistons here at the top can basically go up and down. There's no like real mechanism for them or anything, and there's not really even like a lock for them. Once they're extended like that, they're just kind of there. You can quite easily just pop them back down. So I wish that those were like locked in there a little bit better than just kind of the friction of the parts holding it up. But those will extend up and down. Going down here to the hip section, you can bring the leg up to about there, back, and to the side, so not too much range of movement there for the legs. You can actually bring it quite far out to the side, but then you can only bend the ankles so much, so you won't be able to get a very flat stance there for that. But you can bring the leg up and then only bend the knee about that much, so you're not really going to be able to move the legs around all that much anyway. But again, just for the design of the mech, I mean, like, we didn't see it in the show, like jumping around or flying around, and like I said, doing all these kind of acrobatic style poses. It just didn't really do that in the show, so it's fine in my opinion that the model kit doesn't have better articulation than that, especially here in the legs. But down here at the ankle, the foot is just there on a ball joint, so you can kind of move that around like so. Up underneath the feet, there's a little bit of detail there, but that's basically about it. But on that note, let's go ahead and try out some different poses here with this. And I'll tell you guys, this kit is interesting. It's nothing really too complicated. It's a very simple kit. You know, it doesn't have a ton of parts. The articulation is just kind of, you know, fine, well enough to do a few different poses. As far as like accessories, I mean, it doesn't come with a whole lot, but then again, I mean, it comes with basically anything that you would want for it. It's got the option hands, the little car is included, and then the option parts there for like the chest cannons and stuff that come out of there, and the LED units. So I mean, as far as everything that comes with, I mean, it's all good. So I think this is basically, it's not a super impressive model kit, is basically what I'll say. As far as model kits go, there's nothing about this that's like really gonna blow you away. But that said, if you're a fan of the Big O, then I think you'll like this. It comes with everything that you could possibly want, everything that I think they really could have done for a Big O kit without making it something a little bit more complex. Like if Bandai were to come out with some sort of like master grade of the Big O, I'm sure it would be much more impressive. It would have much more of like an inner frame and all sorts of gimmicks and stuff like that. That would be cool. But considering that this is one of only 2 model kits that I know of the Big O that exist, and like I said before, Bandai, I don't know if and when they're ever going to reprint theirs. I don't know if they will ever. It does sort of seem like if you want a model kit that you can build and enjoy with the Big O, that this is going to be basically your only option, and it is a good kit of the Big O anyway. Just in the fact that I think it looks good straight out of the box. The couple of pre-painted parts there you have basically around the midsection and the head do look nice. The colors are all just the colors that the kit is molded in, all look really nice. The clear orange looks nice as well. Of course, it is going to look much better if you go in and actually paint up the full thing and actually add like some shading and weathering. I think just because of the style of this mech and because of like the size of it being a pretty extremely large mecha, it would look really nice with some nice pre-shading and everything on there. So, and this would also be a really good candidate for going in and like adding some texture around on the metal as well. Make it, give it that sort of like a cast iron sort of texture by using some putty to add some texture around on the armor sections. I think that could look pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for this review. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Like I said, if you're a fan of the Big O and you really want a model kit of it, then I would say check this out. You'll love it. If you're not really that into it, then I would say maybe pass on it, just because, like I said, as a model kit, it's nothing really like super impressive. But as far as the model kit of the Big O goes, I think it's really nice. And so if you guys do want to check this kit out or anything else from the Moderoid line or other different mecha model kits, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We've got all sorts of stuff there for you guys to check out. And if you'd also like to like and subscribe while you're here, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys all so much for the support. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.